Hello, I just wanted to give an update on how I'm going and my insights with the diet that I've been on. And I don't know how it's going to come out because I don't know the best way to explain what what I'm feeling. I'm not giving nutritional advice, okay? I think the most important thing we can do is work out for ourselves, be our own scientists, work out what works for us and what doesn't. A few insights that I've had, I'll share them as well. the eating raw meat, I struggle with, I'll be honest with you, and it's not the taste. It's not the taste. It's not even the texture. Although I've been very, I've shared a lot about how to bless our food and turn our food into a spiritual practice, which is very important. There is something that that is definitely. I go off how I feel doing something and how my body reacts to something, rather than what my mind's telling me. And honestly, eating organs, there's something in eating organs that doesn't feel right. Okay, now I know that organs are full of nutritional value on a physical level, but on a spiritual level, I don't know if I can put my finger on it. I'll give you an example. I bought some organic chicken livers and I tried some heart, okay? And I just remember it from when my dad used to give me it when I was a kid. And whether it's one thing that I find fascinating is whether it's lamb or chicken or beef liver or heart, they all taste the same, okay? It's liver and heart taste the same. All heart tastes the same. All liver tastes the same. But there's something spiritual that I can't put my finger on about eating heart. There's something that, you know, and I've seen all these people, like, it's a bit of a craze now. You've got the carnivore MD, you've got this guy, the Liver King, and they're eating all like testicle, and they're eating every part of the body, and they're saying that our ancestors and these primal cultures are still living off this diet. And I think it's true, and I think they're right. I'm not saying they're wrong. And I don't know whether this is going to come out wrong, because a lot of people who have spent time with indigenous cultures, they're the first to say that they're very spiritual and they're more connected to the land. I agree with all of that. I agree with all of that. We're very disconnected from all of that. But there's still a part of me, and this is not me giving advice, this is just something I can't deny. There's still a part of me that feels like, when we look at it from a human consciousness and evolution process, where, and this is not me saying I'm anything special, because I'm still working things out just like everyone else is, okay? I'm trying to figure out what's the best thing for me. But I don't feel, for me, I just feel like there's too much emphasis. I'm emphasizing too much on nutrition and eating foods that are like more raw and more primal. I almost feel like I'm going backwards to some degree, because undeniably, with no doubt about it in my life, the most important thing is spiritual practice. And this is what my teacher emphasizes as well. If you are doing spiritual practice on a daily basis, if you are cultivating bodhicitta, which is the mind that is dedicated to serving all sentient beings, if you're chanting for all beings, if you're bringing in these frequencies, because everything's frequency and vibration, you are okay. and I mean that sincerely. That is where the money is. That is the most important thing. Trying to get just having only your focus on food and where to get the most nutrition on a physical level, it's still a focus on matter. So I've been through, since I made my last video, which was only like 2 weeks ago, I've been through 2 Herxheimer reactions. Now, that can be a good thing. So I'm not saying that's not a good thing. So when I was having the last video I made, I said I was feeling really good. I was really increasing my fats. I was having raw milk, I was having raw honey and raw butter, a lot of it, raw eggs, and I went through a Herxheimer reaction. What that is, I knew it was, because I know the difference, but I know my body now. I know when it's going through a Herxheimer reaction. So the first one, I started feeling achy. My body felt like I'd been beat up. And the messages I was receiving was, because I'm having these quality fats, my body is detoxing. My body is using these fats to dump toxins. So I had the runs. Okay, I flushed out and I flushed out. And I spoke to Tom. I'd reached out to Tom Barnett and I said, mate, is it possible that you can go through the Herxheimer reaction? Because that's what it feels like from bringing in these quality fats with good bacteria. And he said, yeah, absolutely. So I got through that. I felt quite rough for a few days. Got through that, felt good. And then I slowed it down a little bit. I was just having raw honey, raw milk and raw eggs. Wasn't having much raw butter. I slowed down with eating I just slowed down with my diet, because one thing that does happen when you incorporate more meat is you definitely feel satiated. You don't feel as hungry, which is good. And you don't get as bloated. Cutting out bread, any type of bread, whether it's quality fermented bread or whether it's gluten-free bread, all that's gone. That's been a big difference for me. Then I started introducing the fats again, even more so, more butter and everything. And I went through another Herxheimer reaction. And I'd just done a massive workout, okay? I just did a massive workout and I felt so sore, felt beat up, and I flushed out again. Now, the insights that I've got from going through 2 Herxheimer reactions, you'll always get insight if you go through Herxheimer reactions, or even if you get the flu or you feel sick, you'll always get insight. As long as you don't resist it, you know the body's doing what it's doing, you'll always get insight. So yeah, one of the insights that I got was how much we carry, or I carry, around within our gut that is not being passed. Let's say you go to the toilet regularly and your stools are good, you're still not flushing out completely, and that is very important for health. I heard a story years ago of a woman that had like stage 4 cancer, and she'd been given months to live. And she went to this guy, this health practitioner who was very alternative, and he gave her a really specific soup that was specific for what type of cancer she had. And it was weird. It was something like potato peel soup, right? And he said, eat this day and night. So she did that, and after like 3 weeks, she went back to him. She said, nothing's happening. He said, well, I don't know what else to suggest. So either keep going with it or try something else, but that's my advice. So she kept going. And apparently, as the story goes, she went to the bathroom. She went to the toilet 90 times, okay, in 2 days. She literally flushed out all of this waste that she was carrying with her. She had 90 poos, okay, in 2 days. And her healing started from then. See, that when the body is carrying around so much, it's that the digestive system can't function properly, and it's carrying around waste that is so inflammatory and so acidic and so toxic, especially in the colon, because the colon is the second most absorbable into the bloodstream in the body. So you start absorbing your toxins back into the body. Now, I'll give you an example. When I went through the Herxheimer reaction, the last one, it was straight after I'd done a workout, so my muscles were really sore. I went to the toilet a lot, I really flushed out, and then yesterday my muscles were still sore, but I felt good. I'd come out the other end of the Herxheimer. Also with the Herxheimer, you're always fasting as well. So you're having a big cleanse. So yesterday I felt like stretching. Now I was sore. I'd felt rough for 2 days. I'd been in the toilet so much, and I was interested to see how supple I was. I felt so supple, and that was another insight. I thought, when the body clears out, even though my muscles were sore from working out, every muscle in my body was sore because I did a big workout just before I went through the Herxheimer. I was literally getting into stretches that I was way deeper into stretches without even trying. It just felt like my body had a lot more space in it, and that's from detoxing. That's from getting rid of the shit in our gut, okay, in our stomach. So there's a part of me that feels like that I just can't deny, and I'm not saying this is right, wrong, good or bad. There's a part of me that is struggling with eating raw meats and organs, even though I know that their health is beneficial on a physical level. There's something spiritual to it, okay? Another insight that I've had, and take this with a pinch of salt, I'm not saying this is absolute fact, but after reading Arjunus's work and how my body feels, when I was vegan for so long, I went through a phase where I was literally, my body, not my mind, my body was getting repulsed from roasted vegetables. If my wife made roasted vegetables, eating them, I'd feel like I was going to vomit. And I thought it was because at the time she was cooking them in coconut oil, and I thought it was the smell of the coconut oil. Well, recently my wife made some food, and there was some I usually like asparagus, but there was asparagus and some broccoli and stuff, and my body was like really rejecting them. And then I started thinking, I thought, what does my body feel good off? Okay, so it does feel good off some lightly cooked meats, okay? I can't deny that, and I've never been able to deny that. Even when I was a raw vegan, and I believe veganism was the way. I remember I did an abseil course, and it was in the country, and I was like in the middle of my raw vegan diet, and I believed it was doing me really well. And when I got there, they had nothing to eat except for steak. And obviously, I think I've shared this story, but obviously I didn't, I just thought, this is what I've been given, so this is what I'll deal with. And I ate steak for breakfast and dinner for like 4 days straight, and I thought I was going to feel like rubbish, but I felt amazing, okay? So my blood type as well is very much, says red meat is good in your diet, so I've never been able to deny that. So red meat, cooked meat definitely feels good, and fruit. I've got to be honest with you, but I do enjoy fruit, and I always have since I was a kid. Since I was a kid, I've really not enjoyed vegetables, okay? And kids struggle eating vegetables, and people think it's a taste thing. I don't believe that we're meant to eat as many vegetables as we think we are, okay? So I tell you what I have been having, which is great, is organic coconut cream with loads of mixed organic berries in it and honey. This is a really good snack. Very good fats, good hydration, good nutrition, and it's all raw. Okay, this is a great snack throughout the day. But yeah, just to sum it up, it all depends where you're at and where you're leveling up from, which I've shared about before. I just feel that trying to find a happy medium, and I go in full with anything that I do, so that I can sort of say I've tried that. But the overall insight that I can't get away from since I've been doing this is that it's still a more matter approach. I've done so much chanting and spiritual practice for 12 years. And I've always been, I always believe diet is important, and it is. But this just feels to me, and I'm not saying it's not going to serve people, because I do understand that the vegan agenda is definitely manipulated. As soon as I saw that, I didn't even watch it, but as soon as I heard that Netflix documentary and I saw all the celebrities getting on veganism, but when I definitely saw the Netflix Game Changers, and I heard who produced it, it was James Cameron and Arnold Schwarzenegger, I knew there was an agenda behind it. Two of the biggest Freemasons out there. And I know that that's not doing the world any good. It's very bad for the world, and it's not very good for people. Okay, and obviously then you've got the labels behind it. So I think we should drop all labels. Being a vegetarian, being a vegan, being a carnivore, drop all that. Work out what works for you. But I'm just sharing what's been working for me and what hasn't been working. And I just think this focus on food, for me, this type of food, I feel like to some degree it's saving my body. Some degree, spiritually speaking, it feels like it's pulling me back a little bit. Okay. I think we need to just, this is why I emphasize the spiritual practice. I think getting your feet on the grass or on the sand or in the ocean, breathing deeply, and eating what the body feels like it needs, okay, rather than the mind thinking this is what it needs. What does the body need? Because I'll be honest with you, even when I was vegan, there would be times where I could smell a fish cooking, or I could smell chicken in the shops. That's my body saying there's something there that's missing, that it needs. That's not the mind saying, oh mate, I just really feel like this. That's the body saying it. Sometimes I've had days where I've thought to myself, mate, I just need oranges. So there's something in oranges that my body's craving, as long as it's organic. And I don't, and it's, around here, I'm not a big fan of the organic stamp. I think that's a big manipulated industry as well. But what we're very blessed with where we live is some of the organic fruit and veg shops. They have sections that people are refusing to get an organic stamp, but they're off their property and they're unsprayed. Okay, so I'll always support them because they're cheaper than the organic anyway. So just get as close to natural foods as you can and listen to the body. That's my message today, and it's always been my message when it comes to nutrition. Listen to what the body's telling you. And if you are doing a dedicated spiritual practice, you don't need to eat as much food, because it's all frequency and vibration. And at the end of the day, no matter, this is why as well, if you're eating a very, very healthy diet, right, but you're emotionally sad from eating it, or you're not enjoying it, or you're around, it's stressful, it's a chore to you, you will never get the gains of that food. You'll never get the gains of that food, because food is matter, okay? Emotion is energy. Energy moves matter. It goes matter, energy, spirit, emptiness, okay? So if you're eating, and I know people who say that they can't eat certain foods, it makes them feel like shit, but sometimes they said, oh, I've been in a nice environment with my family and friends and I've been having a great time and I've ate this food that usually doesn't serve me and I've felt great. Why is that? Because the food is the matter. The emotional state was high. Okay, they were happy. They were in a good space. So no matter what food you're eating, if it's a chore or you're not enjoying it, your emotional state can get pulled down. That's not where health is at. Okay, so it's very important that instead of putting all of our attention on the matter, we have to always raise the frequency and vibration of whatever we're doing. And by doing that, that is spiritual practice, constantly connecting to higher frequencies. We'll start detaching more and more from food, eating less and eating just what we need. We won't be dependent on that. Master Shah's been saying for a long time, my teacher's been saying for a long time, he's shared practices how to absorb the essence of the heavens and the earth and the Tao to nourish the body. So yeah, if they might have been blabbering a bit on it today, but I just wanted to get that out. If it works, use it. If it doesn't, just drop it. Take care. Love you all.